this video I'm going to take a look at multiplying radical expressions. We are going to be just using the standard FOIL, which is a very common algebraic technique. Our radical expressions that we will be multiplying are going to be two binomials multiplied together. Okay, so in our FOIL here, that tells us to multiply our first term. So in working this one out, I'm going to take that -3 times 4, and I'm going to get a -12. For outside terms, I'm going to take a look at the two outside terms. I've got an integer here with a 2 radical 2. All right, multiplying here says I can multiply the numbers that are out in front and then keep that remaining radical. So I'm going to have a -6 radical 2. On my inside terms, I've got the same thing. It's an integer here times a radical, so I'm going to multiply the numbers that are out in front and keep that radical. So I will have a plus 20 radical 2. Now on my last terms, for the L in FOIL, I'm multiplying two radicals. They have numbers in front, which tells me that I can multiply the numbers in front and I can multiply the numbers underneath the radical. Now, several of you may already know that if I take a radical 2 times a radical 2, the answer is just going to be 2. I'm going to actually show a step in here to show where that comes from. So first off, I'm going to take 5 times 2, which is going to be 10. And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply what's under the radical. 2 times 2 is going to be a radical 4. Okay, now in this next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and combine some like terms here in the middle, remembering that when you multiply radicals, they do have to be like radicals. So I have to have, if this is a square root of 2, this also has to be a square root of 2. Then I can put these together. All right, and then in this step as well, this is 10 times the square root of 4. Well, we know the square root of 4 is a 2. All right, I probably shouldn't write it on top. That's going to make it look really bad. I'm not doing any type of division. I don't want you to think I am. Okay, so 10 times square root of 4 is a 2. So really I'm doing a 10 times a 2 right there, which is going to be a 20. All right, but like I said, some of you already know square root of 2 times square root of 2 is going to automatically give you that 2. Alright, so the -12 is just going to stay put. Putting these two like radicals together, I've got a -6 plus a 20 is going to give me a 14 radical 2, and then this 20 right here. If I just continue on, I can add these two numbers. -12 plus 20 is going to give me an 8. I'm going to choose to put that in front, and then plus the 14 square root of 2. Okay, so pretty straightforward FOIL method there on those radical expressions. Now we're going to repeat the process over here. I'm going to do first term, so multiplying those numbers in front is going to give me an 8 radical 3. Multiplying the outside numbers is going to give me 5 times 4, a 20. Multiplying those inside numbers, I'm multiplying two radicals, and again I'm going to show the extra step just to make sure we know where it's coming from. 2 times the negative there will be a -2, and then I can go ahead and multiply 3 times 3 underneath, which is going to be a 9. So -2 square root of 9. Multiplying my last terms here is going to be a -5 square root of 3. Alright, again doing this just for that person that's not quite sure where that's coming from. This is again going to be a 2 times a 3, which you should have already been able to know and maybe possibly even do in your head. Alright, so on this line I'm going to have the 8 square root of 3 plus a 20 minus, changing that to a 6, minus 5 square root of 3. Alright, on this one I am going to be able to add these two radicals because they are like radicals. They are both the square root of 3. So 8 minus 5 is going to give me a 3. So 3 square root of 3. Putting these two in the middle here, 20 minus 6 is going to give me a 14. And then just for me, I like to rewrite this so that it looks like a 14 plus 3 radical 3, more along the lines of an acceptable standard form of an answer there. So definitely just two quick examples here showing you how to multiply some radical expressions and implementing that FOIL because you're multiplying two binomials right there. Definitely thanks for watching. If the videos are helping, please share with your friends so that they can benefit too, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks.